Welcome. Oh, look. Welcome to another episode of the CheckDown. I'm here with my partners, my co-hosts, Certified and J Mick. How you feeling, Certified?
Hey man, same thing. Another day above 6 feet.
Shit, how you feeling, J Mick?
I feel good on a Saturday morning. College football about to start in a couple hours, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, you get to sit out this week, man. And then me and Certified got to go in the sweat box, man. We got to go in the sweat box. So we got a big one today, man. But
I got to go in the trenches next week against Florida. So I'm sure it is what it is,
man.
At least it's on neutral ground, though.
It gotta be though, because that's the thing. So, but it's not really neutral, man. It's Jacksonville, man. A bunch of Florida fans in Jacksonville. The shit not that neutral though.
Right, facts. So I guess we can get into our first game of the day, man. It's gonna be an early game. The Penn State, Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 4. They home. So that game gonna get interesting, bro. That's gonna be a fight. I think that's a good early game. It's
the best game of the day. Other than Duke, Florida State, it's what, 3 against 7. Ohio State. I don't love Ohio State for other reasons, but like their offense to me is kind of mid. Outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., shit mid to me. The defense good though, but Penn State defense is good too. I haven't watched a lot of Penn State, but I heard that the quarterback that they got in there this year is much better than Clifford, who they had in there last year. It's a good game. It's right there at noon. It should be smashed. But I'm anticipating the shit to go under though, because I think the over/under 45. I'm not really betting on the spread though. The spread's like 4. I just don't know what's. This game can go either way for me, but I do like the under though.
What you think, Certified?
Hey man, I don't know nothing about Penn State or Ohio State, bro.
Ohio State got Marvin Harrison. Listen,
that's about it, bro.
Ohio State is Marvin Harrison or bust. Like it's either him or bust. Like it really ain't no good other offensive pieces. Not really other defensive pieces. They decent. They got a decent defense, but Penn State got a decent defense. It's gonna come down to can you stop Marvin Harrison today? I think.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, bro, I've been so out of touch with college football for the last 3 years. I'm just trying to catch up with Florida State. Like if you ask me to name my running backs, I couldn't tell you, and that's pretty bad at this point in the season. So
So
the thing about it was I'd probably go with Ohio. Ohio State is missing a second wide receiver. He's a first round talent too. I think his name Anyabuka or something like that. So I believe he's out, because I think he was out last week too. So for them, that's why I say it's Marvin Harrison Jr. or bust. They're like running backs is okay. They're not like otherworldly or nothing like that. They'll probably get drafted somewhere in the draft or whatever. But like I said, if Penn State could shut down Marvin Harrison Jr., then I like their chances. But for me, the question for Penn State is their offense. I don't know. A lot of these Big Ten teams, their schedules be super soft. So it's I don't like. It's like Michigan. They ain't really played nobody. Ohio State is the only school that I feel has really had they play people. They played what they played USC and they played Notre Dame. So those are top 10, top 15 schools that they played. So at least I can say Ohio State has played somebody. But schools like Penn State and Michigan, the best teams they face is Minnesota. And you don't got to follow college football to know that Minnesota ain't good as far as college football goes. So
yeah. So hey Mick, so you shout out the UCF Oklahoma game. So what you think about the play out on that? I used to watch a lot of UCF. I ain't caught but probably 2 of their games this year, but I know Oklahoma has kind of been struggling.
For me, I call this game out because there's not a lot of good games on today when it comes to college football or whatever. But I just think it's a tricky game because it's so OU's has pretty much had all their hard games. Other than the Big 12 championship where they probably face Texas again. So like this is a game where they could just be just not, just not be 100% focused. And we talking about college kids, like, like these kids ain't your like pros that play in the NFL.
Hey,
So I just think it's a tough spot. Like if I was betting on the game, I'd probably take UCF. It's at 17 and a half. I'd probably take UCF plus the 18. The over, the under, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, the game, I wouldn't think it'd go under. It'd probably go over. So that's just where I'm leaning on that game.
Smitty, we picking up a lot of your background noise, bro.
Oh, hold on. I think I got the TV up.
Yeah, Mick, I gotta get tapped back into this college, man. I don't know. I'm so far removed from college right now, bro. Like it's crazy.
I mean, I watch college, but I'm not watching UCF every week, man. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real with you. Like SEC, that's my conference. So I watch a lot of SEC. Like I watch a lot of Big Ten. And lately, like this year, I've been watching more Pac-12 because I mean the Pac-12 to me one of the better conferences in college football. So I watch them. But like teams like UCF and Air
you
Force and teams like that, I'm not gonna be like watching them teams too much. So
you like the Pac-12, bro?
I like the Pac-12 this year. Like this year,
Okay.
it's much better than it's been the last couple of years. It's kind of messed up because this is the last year. Like Pac-12 not gonna be the Pac-12 no more. So I mean, but it is what
Yeah.
it is. But like years past, like no, like I didn't typically watch a lot of Pac-12. Like, if I bet on it, then I'm gonna watch it. But I mean, for college, like that's how I operate. Like if I'm betting on you, like in parlays or single bets or whatever, then I'm gonna watch the game. So I need to know what I'm betting on. But I mean, it's kind of sad for the Pac-12, man, because I mean, like they got a good conference this year, but it is what it is. I mean, like they're like commissioner kind of threw it down the drain with the TV deal, and that's why everybody left. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, they will. They probably shit. They probably making the whole new conference. Hopefully, we'll
Well, I
see.
mean, most of the teams are going to the Big 12 though. Like four of them going to the Big 12. I think four of them going to the Big 10. So it's like Oregon, UCLA, USC, and Washington are going to the are going to the Big 10. And then I know Colorado going to the Big 12. I forgot the other schools that's going there. There's like three other schools that's going to the Big 12. So there's only really two schools left in the Pac-12, and they're just not leaving. So I mean they're going to do something with that. So
So they're gonna be independent, like Notre Dame was for years.
I mean that's what the rumors are, but the rumors are like they might join because I know Stanford joined the ACC. So
That's
I
a
mean you
lot of
gotta understand
traveling,
like
bro.
I mean college
I
football
know
is
we
a
trying to
money
leave
making
the
venture.
ACC. I know we looking to leave. I've heard
Yeah, I
those
mean
rumors a few times.
yeah, I heard the rumors that y'all might go to either the Big Ten or like the SEC. I think there's more smoke with the Big Ten. Where, like where you guys might go. But I think it's like it's got to do with the money though. That's at the end of the day, like all these conferences and these schools, they move because of the money. And so if the TV deal not right, they're just not gonna stick around. So
Facts.
I prefer the SEC to be honest with you, but we'll see.
yeah,
All right.
I mean the SEC from a playoff perspective makes more sense. I mean, you guys will probably get more money in the
You want to
Big
go to
Ten.
the SEC? Hold on. Whoa. I thought I heard that wrong. Hold on. Wait. Certified. You said you want to go to the SEC?
Yeah,
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, but I know like the money share is what we looking for.
yeah.
So what does the SEC
So, so,
offer us?
so I don't like that cakewalk shit, bro. You
Me
know what I'm
neither.
saying? Like I want to play the best all the time, every week. I know I ain't out there playing. It ain't my job on the line, but I like competition, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh man. Oh man.
Did I say that? I'm sorry,
Hold on.
my
I
bad,
see.
my
I
bad.
see. Oh, it's bullet holes in my wall, man. You shoot. You
I'm
shoot.
my bad,
You
my
shoot a
bad.
scrap mellow over there,
I, th-
man.
I think I was hacked, bro. My bad.
Oh, look at Andre. Andre said FSU not getting it done in the SEC.
Okay, well we'll see.
I mean, the SEC, funny enough, is kind of, I ain't gonna say it's down, but it's not as good as it's been the last couple of years. But there's still good teams in it, though. Like, you got Georgia, you got you got Alabama, Tennessee. I mean, like Missouri's a lot better this year. So I mean, like the conference is kind of trying to like reload this year. I feel like, but I feel like we're gonna be much better next year. So
We'll see.
All right, so 12 o'clock game. Okay, so shout out, shout out to Tina in the little box. Rutgers, Indiana. You know, I kind of like their quarterback a little bit, man. I kind
Who?
of like their quarterback, Gavin Wimsatt.
And which team he play for?
He played for Rutgers.
Oh, okay. Rutgers.
Yeah, Gavin pretty decent, man. I watched I ain't gonna say I watched the whole game, but I did watch like a couple little snippets. He looked decent.
I heard they got a football program, bro.
They do, man. They got they 5-2, bro. They 5-2.
yeah, I was about to say that, man. Like I can't remember the last time Rutgers was 5-2. I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, if they win today, they're gonna be bowl eligible. So I mean, congrats. And like I anticipate they're gonna win today, man. But if they win today, they're 6-2, and they're gonna be going to a bowl game.
Next week they gotta host Ohio State though.
Oh boy, well that's gonna be interesting. that
No,
would be,
it's not.
I mean,
no, it's
we're
not.
talking about that game though, so.
Dang.
But I mean, like looking at the game, Rutgers, like I don't watch a lot of Rutgers. I think one of the only games I've seen was their first game against Northwestern when they kind of punished Northwestern, and they looked better than I thought Rutgers would look. The line 6, Indiana. I said it earlier, like Indiana offense ain't really that good. I mean, their defense is better than their offense. I think Rutgers should win. I don't know about the spread though. They should win by 6. But if you are going to bet on this game,
Rutgers money line.
Bet. Yeah. I mean the money line. I mean, but if you want to take a risk, I mean you can always, lay the 6, and bet on them. So.
Nah. All right. So let's see. Looking through the slate, I guess we could talk about your team now. Tennessee, Alabama. 5-1, 5-1. I think it's the revenge game, right? Didn't last time Tennessee put up like 300 with one receiver or something like that?
Yeah, I think they put up 40 on their head last year, I think, in Knoxville. So, I mean, it is a revenge game. I mean, the game was close. I think they edged them out by like a point or something like that last year. For me, I don't like how Tennessee's played at all this year. Like, for me, it's a miracle that they 5-1 to me. Like, there are games that they should have lost that they didn't. But then, on the other side, Alabama ain't really looked that great this year either. Like, I mean, like they've struggled a lot. Like, they were playing Texas A&M last week. They were dominating them. I think it was like 17-6 or 20-6 or something. And then Texas A&M came back in the second half and almost beat them. So, I mean, for me, this is a tricky game, but I like Alabama in this game. I don't know about the 9 points though. Like that to me is a lot. If I was going to bet on the spread, I might buy some points and make it 6.5. So just that if Alabama win by a touchdown, I'm covered on that end. The over the under is 47.5. I think it's going over because Tennessee defense to me not that great. I mean, Bama defense is good. It's not as great as it normally is. So I actually do like the over in that game too.
That's in Tuscaloosa, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I used to feel a certain kind of way when they play there, but I mean, Texas went in there and beat them. So I can't feel like I used to feel like just because you play at home in Alabama that I mean they're gonna win the game. So I mean, like if they had beat Texas, I mean then I'd love the 9, like taking Bama on the -9, but I just don't love that spread.
I like Alabama too, man. I think they'll squeeze this one out. It's a revenge game. It's a little nasty taste, from last year. The only thing that's been surprising me about Alabama, they didn't really got like I never really seen them like really run duos with the running backs. I seen them like let the second running back share, but I was just looking at the stats and I was like, I mean, first running back got 454 and the other one got 319. Like they really splitting them down the middle.
Yeah, because at running back this year, I don't think they have that superior talent at running back that they normally have. Like from from like the last decade. I mean, like you could run down the list of names of dudes that's in the league right now. Like, I mean, the list is long.
Right.
But I just don't think at the running back position they're just that dominant. Like, and I look at them at the wide receiver position just the same. Like in years past, they were supremely dominant at wide receiver. But it's not. I mean, they have good guys there, but it's not like it was, like in the past. So,
right. But yeah, I like Alabama, man. I like Alabama to squeeze it out. I don't really like Milton, man. The quarterback for Tennessee. I don't really like him. I thought he was gonna be better. Like how they hyped him up was like he was the next thing coming, and then he got on the field, and I don't like watching him.
I mean, he doesn't have any touch on his balls. I mean,
Nothing. He looks horrible.
Hey man, you think Alabama gonna cover that 9?
I mean, they could. I wouldn't put my money on it though. Like like I said, like I'd rather buy the line down to 6.5, and I mean, like go from there. Like I just 9 points against Tennessee is a lot. I mean, Tennessee still has a good offense. I mean, they're able to score, as long as they're not facing a great defense.
So how about the over under 47.5?
I think the game would go over because I mean Tennessee could score points, and I mean Bama has shown. I mean I'm not sure what that. I think they're averaging around 20, something like 25, 30 points a game, something like that. So I like the over in that game.
All right. I'm looking at it right now. I think the only time they didn't score over 20 was when they lost to Florida.
Yeah.
Shit, they done hit 30. Well, except for last week, they scored 20 against A&M. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and like they're consistently like when they play SEC games other than Mississippi State not really that good. I mean, they gave up 17 points to Mississippi State, and I think Ole Miss they gave up 10. But I mean, Ole Miss, I mean, like they're good against Ole Miss. But I mean, they gave up 21 to Arkansas last week. They gave up 20 to Texas A&M the week before. They gave up 24 to Texas. So I just think Tennessee should be able to score at least 20 points in this game. And then I think Bama should be able to score 30. And I mean, that'll put you right at the 50, and that'll, that'll put you over. So,
hey man, this is the second road game
for
the season. Yeah, they only got 4 road games this year, and that first road game they lost. That was Florida.
Yeah.
So they playing 8 home games and 12 road games.
I mean, Tennessee is just not as good as they were last year. I mean, like they lost a lot to the NFL last year. I mean, they lost their quarterback, they lost their running back, some of their linemen, their linebackers, their receivers. Like they lost a lot. So I mean, for them just to be, the way I feel, for them to be 5-1, it's something to be happy about. If you're a Tennessee fan, like I know Tennessee fans on Twitter were thinking that they were going to be competing with Georgia for like the -- spot in the like in the SEC or whatever, but I mean, I just think like sometimes when you lose that much talent, and it's not like Tennessee not Georgia, or they're not Alabama, where like the talent comes in, but it's not free flowing like that. So it's going to take them some time, and they actually got a quarterback behind Milton that I feel is going to be better than Milton personally, and then I believe his name is Nico. So I just feel like like at some point, probably not this year, but next year, like Nico going to start, right. And I think they're going to be better next year.
So, okay, well, there's not really any more 3:30 games, so we're going to start with the 8 o'clock slate, and we'll start with Utah, USC. Utah beat Florida at the beginning of the year. I thought they were going to, like, really be on a roll. Didn't they lose in the upset fashion?
Yeah, they lost one game because they're 5-1.
They lost to Oregon State 21-7.
Yeah, but Oregon State is actually pretty good this year, though. I mean, DJ came over from Clemson, the quarterback. I didn't think too highly of him at Clemson. I didn't think he was good at the position, but he went to Oregon State, and he been pretty good for them. But Utah, Cam Rising's still not playing, so like.
What kind of offense? The hell? I'm looking at Utah offense. I'm like, Why they
The offense
starting
not that.
quarterback only got 499 yards passing?
Because here's the situation with Utah, right? The quarterback Cam Rising, he came back again. He tore his ACL in the bowl game, and so he ain't really played yet. So that's he's they're kind of injured in the offense, and he hasn't even played yet. So it's like they have like a 2 quarterback system, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's
Because
like
Barnes got
they got one kid.
398.
Yeah. So they got one kid that's a little better passer than the other, but they're both pretty much runners. And for me, like Utah, their offense is not good. Like it's not that great. I mean, they're known more for defense. And for me, I feel like this is a I'll say it again. This is a USC, revenge game because they got beat by Utah in the Pac-12 championship game last year. So I feel like they need to revenge their loss. Like USC. Even though they only lost one game, they kind of got dog walk last week at Notre Dame or whatever. But their hopes of winning, getting into the college playoff, it's not completely done yet because they have games on the schedule where like if they beat Utah today and they play Washington and like they beat them,
Then they got
they might have
Oregon.
a shot.
Then they got UCLA.
Yeah, so there's enough ranked teams on their schedule to give them a shot to backdoor into like the college football playing. There's a chance. I don't think the chance is that high because I don't think they're going to beat Washington. But that's down the road. But I like USC in this game. I think they can win. I just think they have too much offense. I think Caleb, he played so bad last week. I cannot imagine him playing that bad again. Yeah, like 3 picks in the first half. Like I don't see that. Like I think he's gonna have a bounce back game. And the Trojans defense ain't the greatest, but the Trojans defense not the reason why they lost last week. And the line is a touchdown. I take USC minus the 7.
Certify. I'm assuming you just gonna sit in the background because you.
Nah, I was looking at I'm looking at Florida. I'm looking at Utah. They beat Florida 24-11. Then they beat Baylor in Texas 20-13. They blew up Weber State at home. They kind of squeaked by UCLA at home. Then they lost to Oregon State on the road. They beat up on California. I don't know much about them, but it doesn't look like they're a good team. It looked like they, what am I trying to say? They kind of blew their load, so to speak, pause, versus Florida. And they've been looking real mediocre since, kind of like the Detroit Lions. But I ain't even say that. But yeah, I don't see them competing with USC after what happened last week with Caleb and them boys, and they on the road. USC might mock these boys, man, because USC definitely got to make up some ground. They dropped to 18. They got to make up some ground, some type of way. Try to get in that top 10.
Yeah, they took a bad loss last week, man. Notre Dame is not a bad team, but the way if you watch that game, like the game was never close. Like
Yeah.
like Notre Dame defense dominated Caleb Williams in that offense. So yeah, it's like I said, they got Utah 14 ranked team in the country. They got Washington is the third or is the 5th ranked team, and they got Oregon, which is 9th, and they got UCLA the last game of the season, which is 25. And I assume that they're gonna make the Pac-12 championship game, and they probably gonna see. They'll either see Washington or maybe Utah again or Oregon again, one of those top tier teams. So if they run the table, they could make the college football playoff. It's not out the question.
Really?
But they're gonna need some help though. That's the other part of like the equation I ain't really mentioned. Like, you got teams like Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and OU, all them schools undefeated. And if them schools go undefeated, they'll be looking. They're gonna be. Outside looking in. Like they're not gonna make it. They're gonna need a little bit of help too. So, but it's
A
not
lot
like
of help.
Yeah. One of them schools got to lose, and it's not impossible because Michigan and Ohio State play each other. Ohio State plays Penn State today. For USC, it's like they would need Penn State to beat. They would need Ohio State to beat Penn State. I believe. But yeah, their season is still in the balance, so it's not like time to quit or anything. But they got to win this game today.
That dog was really aggravating in the background. I don't even got a damn dog. But all right. So Clemson, Miami.
I mean, we could
Miami's
touch on that.
minus.
Where's
It's in
where's
Miami.
that guy?
It's in Miami.
It's in Miami, but Clemson favored though.
Yeah,
That's
favored by
interesting.
3.
Yeah.
I just don't know what Clemson is going to show up, man. Like sometimes they come out there and they punch on you, and sometimes they just. I feel like Clemson, from the games that I've seen this season, uh, the games that they lost, they beat themselves. Even versus Florida State, we should have lost that game. Because Clemson dominated that game for like 3.5 quarters. And then, but the penalties, man, they kept shooting themselves in the foot.
For me, this is a hard game to call because I don't know. The thing about Miami was the first 4 games, or I should say, the 4 games that they won. I mean, Van Dyke played well. The 2 games they lost, he played like crap. Like he was turning over the ball, wasn't playing well. So it's hard for me to judge Miami and Clemson. The games that I've seen them in, I've just not been impressed. Like I'm not impressed with their talent on defense. I'm not impressed with their talent at wide receiver. The only skill position I'm really impressed with on their team is their running back is Shipley, who's going to be in the NFL next year. No, there's no doubt about it. If you need a running back, you might want to draft Shipley in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. I mean, it just depends how his season ends and how his combine go. And their quarterback, I ain't really that high on their quarterback either. And I just think Miami, like they lost the game to Tech. They shouldn't have lost. They played North Carolina, which is a really good team. I believe North Carolina is in the top 10. They struggled in that game. They turned over the ball a little bit too much. But if you're gonna give me Miami +3 at home, I'm gonna take Miami plus the 3. I think they could win the game, but just to cover myself, I'll take them plus the 3.
I'm iffy on this. Yeah, I gotta see what Clemson show up because the right Clemson show up, it could be a dub for Clemson. But Miami's iffy. So I'm probably I'll probably take the points too. To be honest, I'll probably take the +3 because I think it'll be a 3-point game with them how they play. All right, well, the last game we got, man. The last game we got Duke, Florida State, 8 o'clock in Doak Campbell. Florida State favored by 14. You can go
Go
first,
ahead,
JB.
Smitty,
I
man.
don't want to go first. I don't
I'm
want
with
to
you
go
that team, man. So I'm gonna
All
let
right,
y'all
well,
go first,
certified,
man.
you go first.
Hey, man, you got it, brother. Go ahead, lead it off.
All right, so Duke is all right, but that Notre Dame game to me really showed me a little bit about how they play. So they got a pretty good defense. They were able to hold them and slow them down. I don't really think I'm worried about their offense as much as their defense. Just making us play mistake football. Jordan Travis today should be able to put up a big day. I think our rushing is going to be a problem, but if we get to the outside, I think we could execute and win this game. I like Keon Coleman for an anytime touchdown, and I like is Wilson back this week?
Um, I haven't heard anything.
Hold
Either
on,
way,
I'm checking. Okay, so he expected to play tonight. All right, so I like him for probably 50 yards.
I was just about to ask you about that. Like, what does Duke front seven look like? Because it seemed like teams have been teeing off on Benson in the run game the last few weeks. But I think you know what are we like 19-0 versus Duke?
Yeah.
Um, the talent should wear them down at some point in time. As long as my man Norvell don't get in his way, man. He be having some Kyle Shanahan moments sometime. And I definitely don't like my offensive coordinator. I don't like. I want to replace both coordinators to be honest with you, dog. Like, but the 14 kind of scares me. I probably tease it down to like maybe 10. Uh, and that over under is, I don't know. It's kind of telling me that Vegas thinks that Duke can score on us, which bothers me too. But we'll see. I don't think it should be a problem, but Florida State needs a convincing win against a credible team. That everybody forgot about LSU. Don't nobody even think about that game no more. That was so long ago. So they need to come out and play like the number 4 team in the nation.
I need to see a little bit of what I seen last week, man.
Yeah.
I need to see a little bit of what I seen last week.
So here's what I'll say, right? So
Now he want to talk, man. Now he want to talk to me.
Well. I mean, the thing is, this is y'all game. So I mean, like next week when it's Georgia, Florida, I'm gonna be leading that game off because that's my team.
Yeah.
So I just want to give y'all a chance to talk. But so I'm gonna give y'all a couple interesting facts, right? So Duke, right? The most points they've given up this season in the game is 21 points, and that's in a loss at Notre Dame.
Yep. Yeah.
And I mean, like so I mean that was at Duke. But like another tidbit is the most points they scored was 42 against Lafayette. Like I'm not really gonna count that. And then the second most points they scored was 38 against Northwestern, and I mean Northwestern is like I mean is trash. So I'm not gonna count that either. And then I actually missed the game. UConn is 41. They scored 41, which is also another trash school. So typically when they play a good school like a Clemson or Notre Dame, or they've only really put up 14 and 28 points. So. And the way I look at Florida State is Florida State, like they have good wins. I mean, they beat LSU the first game of the season. I mean, LSU defense ain't really the greatest right now, but it's kind of like what Certified said. Like, this is their chance to show the country, like we can beat another top 20 team. And I think they're going to do that, but I don't think they're going to cover the 14. My only area of concern for Duke is that their starting quarterback, I think his name is Leonard. He's a game time decision. I think he had like a high ankle sprain a couple weeks ago. So I mean, for the people that's watching this, if he don't play, take Florida State minus the 14. But if he does play, I would take Duke plus the 14 because I think he's the factor in the game that could either sway it in a way that I mean, the Seminoles are either going to cover or they're not going to cover. So, but it's a late game, so I mean, you can wait on the news to come down, and I'll say it again: if Leonard plays, take Duke plus the 14. But if he doesn't, take the Seminoles minus the 14. And the over is what, 49?
49.
I see the game going over. And I mean, I just think Duke should be able to score if Leonard plays around 14 to 21 points. And I mean, Duke has a good defense. I mean, their defense is pretty stout, but I still believe Florida State should at least be able to score 30 on this defense. Because I mean, just the weapons that Florida State has, as long as y'all quarterback does not forget how to play the game of football, you guys should score 30 points.
Yeah, I think if Travis plays a clean game, we could pretty much beat anybody. But we got to get him out of that first quarter, man. First quarter, Travis, boy, my anxiety be through the roof, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I want to touch on one thing. It's not on this game, but like for those that don't watch a lot of Washington, like I know their game, they're not really playing nobody. They're playing Arizona State at like 10:30 Eastern time. But if you want to take a look at Penix and Oduze, because those are going to be NFL players, I mean, you should check that game. I don't think it's going to be close or nothing, but I mean, if you want to, for your team, if your team need a wide receiver or a quarterback, I would definitely check that game out.
All right, so I guess we don't have any more games to cover in the college football. So we're gonna move on. So we don't have an early game this week. We don't have one of those 9:30 games this week. So the first game of the week is Browns Colts. Browns are favored by 3.5 on the road.
I can start off. So I believe Deshaun right now is questionable. I think he practiced later in the week. I think I read a report the first time he practiced in like a month. So, and he's questionable. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I don't think it matters too much. I mean, I think the Browns, the Browns were able to sustain some sort of run game against the 49ers. I didn't think that they could really because they didn't have Chubb. I didn't think they were going to run the ball at all. I mean, they ran the ball enough to give them a chance in that game. And I just think the Colts are just, they don't have AR. He's out, pretty much has shoulder surgery. He's out for the season. They got Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew was good in spot duty, but if you ask him to start the rest of the season, I just don't love it. And the Browns got one of the better defenses, if not the best defense in the league. It just depends how you want to rank them in the top 5, but they're a top 5 defense stat wise. And if you're watching the games, they're top 5. And I just don't know how much they're going to be able to run the ball with JT and Zach Moss. Like, that's what they're going to have to lean on. And I just don't know how much they're going to be able to do that. And the PJ Walker play, I mean, PJ Walker showed enough that he can guide you to a win. I mean, he's not going to blow you out. He's not going to be proficient.
You said they had to lean on Zach Moss. What's going on with Taylor?
They lean on both of those guys.
Oh,
so so I'm like, they're going to lean on JT and Zach Moss together, but going against the Browns and their defense, like you're going to have to throw the ball. And the other thing about the Browns is their secondary is good too. That's the other thing.
right.
So I just don't like the Colts' chances. And personally, if I'm the Colts, I mean, my quarterback not playing I get that they're 3-3, but the chances that they're gonna make the playoffs in that division with the Jags and the Texans, I don't like their chances. But I mean, to say all that, give me Cleveland on the money line. I'm not taking Cleveland if PJ Walker plays. I mean, -4 or -3.5. But I will take him on the money line.
So I don't like any of the props on this. I feel like between Taylor and Moss, somebody is going to slightly get off. I'm not sure which one of them it is going to be. I read that Jonathan Taylor workload is going to go up this week. The word definitely was used, but the Colts got a guard went down last week, and one of their run stopping defensive tackle got popped for PED, so he's out 6 games. I like Cleveland, man. The way they playing right now, they beat you up real bad. I don't think that they're gonna have 3 turnovers this game, especially in a controlled environment. The dome and everything. I like 3.5. I really think the Colts are going to struggle to score points here, and they might. I think the defense might be on the field a lot tomorrow.
So I like Cleveland in this one too. I mean, to be honest, I don't see a way for the Colts to really. The only way they can win is Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss have career days as dual threat backs together. For real. And I did see last week, I felt like CMC was able to effectively run the ball before he went out. And he was able to get something going. So maybe they can get something going. Maybe they can get something going. But I don't know about that 3.5 either, though. Yeah, I'll take the Browns money line.
Yeah, I'm just not comfortable with it because if Deshaun plays, he like I said, he hadn't practiced in a whole month. He's just started practicing. And if PJ Walker, I'm just not confident. I think they can win, but just based off the run game and their defense. But I'm just not confident in PJ Walker covering the spread. But I mean, besides the spread though, like some of the props I do like in this game, Josh Downs, his over under is 40.5. I like the over on that. And it's funny because they have Deshaun Watson props listed, so it's looking like he's going to play. His prop for passing yards is 225. I mean, if you want to take the under, like if I had to bet on that, I'd bet on the under because he hasn't played in a while, so I wouldn't think that he's just going to go crazy. And the Colts defense, I mean, they do have a good pass rush, so. But yeah, so I mean, I would take the under on his passing yards. But those are the only props that I like. Like I don't really like Michael Pittman's props, like his over 50, like that's just kind of tough for me because, like I said, the Browns got good corners, so I don't know about that. And I mean, Amari Cooper, it depends on his over is 60, it's 63.5, and I just don't know what kind of Deshaun Watson that you're going to get. So I'd be real I just wouldn't take that. So
Does Minshew have a INT prop?
oh, he should. Let me look. I mean, normally they always do. I'm on FanDuel, but I don't see it. But they should. I mean, they'll give you they'll give you the chance to pick a quarterback to throw a pick. I mean, you might be able to find that on DraftKings though.
Yeah.
Y'all like Marvin Harrison today for 92.5?
What you talking about, college?
Yeah.
He should be able to get. I mean, Penn State got a good defense, but I view him as the only threat. I mean, he should be able to get that. So,
all right. So the next game on the slate is Bills Patriots. Bills favored by 7.5.
Well, since that's
I'm
my
shocked.
team, I mean, like, and I made y'all go first for y'all team, so I guess I'll go for my team first. Let me just say it like this, man. I've been a Patriot fan for a very long time. Like, there ain't no way that this team winning this game. There's no effing way we winning this game. And I'm just saying like that. Like, honestly, like, the line is 8.5. The way they've been getting they shit beat in pause, like, I mean, like, I bet, like, I gamble every weekend, like,
That's
in
crazy.
my parlay, like literally, I run parlays just for games, and like, and then I do player props separately. I'm taking the Bills minus the 8.5. I don't really like. I think the Bills, like, it's a bad spot for my team to be in. We was in the same spot when the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. Then the very next week we had to play the Cowboys, and we got blown out. Now the Bills play the Giants. The Giants played them well. They like, the Bills eked out a win, and now we got to play this team the week after that, and the Bills are gonna play better. So I don't like my chances, and I mean, it's been known. Like, I've been in space on Twitter. I said, for me, I mean, I have no need in winning any more games. I really don't, because I mean, the talent on my team not that good. Like, we need to build up more talent, and the best way to do that is get the highest pick in the draft that you could get. I'm not saying that I want Caleb Williams or Drake May, but I just don't see how we win this game. I mean, at all. I mean, our wide receivers that might be one of the worst groups of wide receivers in the league. Mac Jones is terrible. I mean, personally, like, I know Patriot fans that I'm not going to name on the app that bet for Mac Jones to throw a pick every week, and they've been cashing out on that bet. I'm not going to say their names, but I know who you are.
That's
and I don't blame him, because I would do the same thing, because he's literally throwing a pick every game except for one game. And that was a Jets game. But prop wise, like, so I'll say this, like, prop wise, like, Josh Allen, his over is 248. I definitely like the over on that.
That's a little low.
Yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs over under is 88. I would actually raise it up to 100, because Stephon Diggs kills us every time we play him, and especially when we had JC Jack. Like, he gonna put JC on the fucking grill. I'm telling you, like, if JC Jackson is on that, man, he was putting him on the grill before he went to the Chargers. So I know he's gonna put him on the grill again. So I would definitely take his over. Gabriel Davis. So here's a very interesting fact that I was brought to the attention. The Patriots against number one wide receivers, defending them, are first in the league. Right. The Patriots against your second, third, and fourth wide receivers are 28th, 29th, and 30th. So I would also take Gabriel Davis over the 38 as well. The tight ends, I wouldn't really touch the tight ends, because the Patriots pretty much do a good job on the tight ends. And I would also take the over on Zeke's yards, because actually I do two overs on here. I would take his over on rushing and receiving. And that's pretty much how I see the game. I don't see it being close. So,
yeah, man. I feel like after what y'all have done to them over the last 22 years, everything is personal. Between the Bills and the Patriots, and y'all down right now, dog. And when I say y'all down bad. I think, yeah, I think they cover that. Well, Caesar's got it at 7.5. I think they cover 8.5 easy. I like the Stephon Diggs prop. I definitely love the Josh Allen prop. Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, God, yeah, I kind of like. I was trying to look at the props myself too. I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, I I want to bet on that interception myself now.
I mean, he's literally throwing an interception in every game but one, and that's the Jets game, and we got the Jets number. So, I mean, we really didn't put, the Jets didn't really put him at risk too much. It's funny, the Jets will dominate every other team, but they won't dominate the Patriots, which is crazy to me. I mean, in terms of the D line on the O line, and our O line is one of the worst in the league too.
Yeah, so. I mean, look, Whittle said we kicking them every chance we get. Brady was 33-3 against the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, Tom Brady definitely was. I mean, he beat the Bills up pretty bad over the years, man. So I really don't blame him for that.
That's what it's going to be personal until it's an infinite personal battle between them. It's infinite.
Yeah, I mean, like, we just got to get better as from a talent perspective. Like, we just don't have the talent to compete. Like, that's what it is. Oh, and the other prop I take is the over on Josh Allen's rush yards. It's at 23.5. I take the over on that too. So
okay, so we all consensus that we like the Bills with the points. Okay, yeah. Commanders, Giants. Commanders favored by 3. I think this game is very interesting, right? Because Tyrod Taylor to me last week looked better than Daniel Jones. And I think he's playing again, right? He's the starter.
Yeah. I don't think Jones playing.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
They got him as a game time decision, but I doubt it.
I just don't know sometimes, But if Saquon can get it rolling, I mean, the Giants got a chance. I mean, I don't know about those points. If anything, if I was going to bet, probably bet this game money line. The Commanders just don't play good against the Giants for some reason.
I don't know why.
It's just weird. Like when they play each other, they never play good. They have the best teams and they can't play the Giants well. So in MetLife, yeah, give me the Giants +3.
I don't know, man.
Commanders are gonna win the game, but I like the Giants +3 almost. I just really do.
I don't like nothing about this game, bro. I would leave this alone, personally.
Listen, last year when they had their best chance of beating them on a roll, on a streak, they go into MetLife and they tie.
Yeah, but that was last year though. Last year the Giants were a lot healthier than they are this year. It's a different scenario. And for those that weren't here last week, I was on the Commanders last week plus the 2.5. I was right last week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride with them niggas again one more time. I'm gonna ride with the Commanders minus the 2.5 because I just think offensively, like they got the better quarterback to me because I don't think Daniel Jones gonna play. They got the better wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the old lines is kind of
about the same
either way because the Giants are hurt and the Commanders' old line ain't that. And I just think the Giants are really the only way I see the Commanders losing this game is if Saquon goes nuclear for like $150 at 200 yards. So I just like the Commanders minus the 2.5. I just think they're going to beat them like they didn't beat them last year. So for me, it's a little bit of a revenge situation. They lost one game, they tied the other. I know Commanders people, and they blame the refs for like one of those losses because it was a call that wasn't made or something like that.
It was a few calls that wasn't made in that game.
A few. Let me just look at some of these props. So the passing yards, they don't even have the Giants quarterback, so we don't even really know who their quarterback going to be. Sam Howell's over under is 224. I take the over on that. Rushing yards, they got Saquon at 64.5. I'd also take the over on that because I don't. The Commanders D line is just overrated to me. Like to sink all that money into that D line and the way they playing is ridiculous.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So I like Saquon with the over 64.5 rushing. Receiving. I mean, Howell started throwing to Terry last week. So I could feel comfortable taking his over for 57.5. And I'd also I want to take Curtis Samuel, but I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm actually gonna take Jahan his over to 33.5 too.
I think the Giants are a bad team. This is another game that I'll stay away from. Honestly, I'm off the Commanders. Even with the win last week, I said I was off. I'm still off the Commanders. how they've been playing on defense is just inexcusable. I can't understand it. I can't explain it. It's disgusting, man. You got Payne, Jonathan, Sweat, Chase. Like they should be murdering things right now, and it's like they getting pushed around. It's like they're not even out there, man. And I don't know what's going on with Del Rio and Rip and Ron. I expected this team to lean on the defense. I mean, these are the things that I said during the offseason, man. Like you got a first time starter at quarterback, but at least you could lean on the run game and the defense. And neither one of them are showing up right now. Brian Robinson has what 300 yards in 6 games, 3 touchdowns, 77 carries. Um, Even Terry, 342 yards, 1 touchdown. What are we doing here? You know, um, I don't know. I don't know if Washington can cover the three. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna ride with
what's
him
it?
one more time.
I didn't. I didn't look. I didn't look at they. I ain't look at their roster to see that they down bad. I gotta change my pick to be honest. The
I
Giants
mean, the
they
Giants
don't have any
they don't even have a
players.
Yeah,
yeah they don't have us. Their old line is all most of them is hurt. I mean,
yeah,
like like the Thomas kid that they paid. I don't know if he's gonna play.
I didn't see that
And then they had
they
this.
injury list is long. Like
bro.
Yeah,
They got 3 linemen that's been out like 5 straight weeks, bro.
I mean, they actually
yeah.
took Pugh, who used to play for the Giants, off the sofa to play in their Bills game last week, and he actually played well. So yeah, like I
See
don't
how
know,
much
like
I
I
keep up
just
with
like the
my
Commanders win this game,
compadres.
man.
Look, see how
Yeah,
much I keep up with the teams in my divisions. I mean, they 1-5. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like this says more about the Commanders than anything. That we're sitting here, we're looking at how banged up the Giants is, and we don't even know if the Commanders are going to beat them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but
So I mean, that says a lot about how the Commanders are playing right now.
well, yeah, it's that like the defense. They were top 10 unit last year. They're not this year right
Three,
now. I'm not,
top three.
yeah, I was trying to be nice about it, but yeah, they were three. This year they're not. Like I think they're a bottom third unit right now. And then they drafted Forbes, and he didn't even see the field last week.
Barbecue
Um,
chicken.
and I was talking to
barbecue
Commander fans
chicken.
a couple of days ago, I think yesterday, in the Gridiron Bully space, and I was asking them like, so you drafted this kid, and we drafted Christian Gonzalez 2 spots later, and so like, what do you say about that? And they were just like, it was a scheme fit. So I mean, I mean, it is what it is. But when you draft a kid, what 14, 15 overall, and you can't even play him 6 games into the season, it's just not a good look. It's like what everybody said. Their D line, they're paying a lot of guys on that line, and they're just not getting enough pressure. Like they're having to start to resort to blitzing because they can't get enough pressure on the quarterback. Um, so yeah, I mean the Commanders should win this game. If they don't win this game, then I mean this is one of them games that could change their season. Because if they win it, they go up to 4-3. They have a chance to make the playoffs. If they go
Right.
to 3-4, the way the NFC is shaping out, the NFC is a lot better than people thought it was going to be. There's a lot of solid
Hmm.
teams in that conference that people thought the conference was down. Well, some people did, and it's not the case. So I don't think you want to go 3-4, and they still got to play the Eagles twice. Um, and I'm
Hmm.
not sure.
They play us next week.
Yeah, and then the Cowboys they haven't.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they got
no.
to.
That's Commander that play us next week.
Yeah, like the Commanders haven't even played the Cowboys or the Eagles yet. So that's
No, they play
four
the
games.
Eagles.
No, they played us. We one of them. We one
Oh,
of them
really?
L's on their
Oh
list.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah, yeah,
overtime.
yeah. So I mean that game went to
Yeah,
overtime. Yeah,
overtime.
that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry about
That
that.
that was a that
So
was a catch, by the way.
but even still, they got 3 games against the
It was a
Eagles and the
what?
Cowboys.
That
So
that was a catch, bro.
Can you show me
McLaren.
his
That
stat line? Can you show me his stat
that
line?
that that
Show
I
me. No,
don't know about the stat line, dog.
can you
I
show
just know that
me
was a catch, brother.
on
That
the
was a catch.
stat line? And can you show me where it registered on the database that he had to catch?
Oh, real quick, man. I want to say shout out to Sports and Coffee, D and Tiptastic, Gridiron Bully Boys, Brinks, T Smith, Spo, Reese and them, D Money, my bad, bro. And of course the Little Box. Y'all go check them out.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was not a catch.
It was definitely a catch, though.
It
But
didn't
yeah,
get
like get
registered
back
as
to
a
the
catch. But
yeah, but like
back to the
yeah, I mean the Commanders got to win the game because they got 3 hard games left inside the division. So this is if they want to make the playoffs, they're gonna have to clean up on the Giants. So
Hey! I know we already watched this shit. Did y'all think that was an interception by Lattimore Thursday night? Because I don't see where it hit the ground.
initially, I thought it was a catch, but then when they showed the replay, when he was going like when he was going to the ground, he didn't have his arms fully around the ball, and the ball hit the ground, and it helped him catch the ball. So for me, first look, I thought it was a catch, but then when the replay, I was like, nah, that shit wasn't a catch.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
All right, so the
it was
next
close
game
though.
on the slate is Lions Ravens. Ravens favored by 3 at home.
I am looking forward to this one, man. Personally, because I'm personally I'm tired of the chitter chatter about the Lions, man. I feel like I need to see something from them. They've played 2 good teams and they're 1-1. They beat the Chiefs without Kelsey and Jones. They lost to Seattle at home. Then they beat the lowly Falcons, the horrible Packers, the pathetic Panthers, and the overrated, underachieving Buccaneers.
Right.
I need to see something from them because it's a lot of chatter about them being a contender in the NFC, a contender. And I just need to see something, and that goes both ways, man. Even with the Ravens, bro. They revamped that offense. They, you know, got allegedly got Lamar some weapons, so I'm putting them both in the same boat. I need one of these teams to show me something, But as far as the game, man, it's in Baltimore. Um, I hold on. What's the line on that? Hold on, let me back up.
It's 3 points.
3 points,
No, it's 2.5. The
two and a
Bucks.
half. I
Oh no,
think,
no, it's not the Bucks game. Sorry, it's the Ravens game. Ravens is -3.
yeah, -3 at home. Um, 43. I like the over. Um, and I, the line's supposed to be healthy this week. So I want to see something. Gibbs is back. Laporta, I don't think he showed up on the injury report. Um, I want to see something from one of these teams, man. Um, so, but as far as the props, I don't know what Laporta's catches is. Receptions, I'll take that. I'll take
It's
golf.
it's over 4.5.
I'll take that. Golf yards, for sure. Um, Baltimore's so up and down on offense, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if I like eating Lamar's props, man. They so up and down.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Um, the way I look at this game is in a certain kind of way, right? I look at it from a season perspective, right? The Lions have played well pretty much every game this whole season, pretty much. I mean, they lost to the Seahawks due to Jared Goff doing a pick six late in that game. They had to come back, tie the game, go to overtime. They lost in overtime. I feel like the Seahawks kind of got their number because the Seahawks beat them last year too.
Mm.
But other than that game, they've answered every challenge on their schedule. Like they played the Bucks last week, went into Tampa and beat the Bucks there, which not going into Florida at this time of year and beating any team in Florida is not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do. They went into the Chiefs on banner night. They beat them. And then I get it. The Chiefs dropped a lot of passes. They didn't have Jones or Kelsey. I get it. But you got to play these games, man. Whoever plays it, and whoever don't. So they don't control that. And I just feel like they're playing exceptionally well. Like they have a top 10 offense, and I believe their defense ranks in the top 10 too as well. I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
They got one of the better. They got a top 5 O line in the league, and they got a boy on that line, Hutchinson, which he's a demon out there, man. Like if you don't block that man, he will wreck the game. So to speak, and that's just the lines. And when I go to the Ravens have been inconsistent. Like they really, I mean, like they lost to the Colts, a game they should have won. The first game of the season against the Texans, the game was 7-6 at the half. And so, so what I do is I put that to the fact that they got a new OC, they got new weapons, and they're trying to, they're trying to learn that offense and kind of integrate that offense. And I just think this is the wrong team to play when your offense is not at all go, because the Lions, they're going to put up points. I mean, like I anticipate they're going to put up 25, 30 points in this game. And my question is, are the Ravens going to be able to put up enough points to beat the Lions? And what I seen out of them against the Titans, and I get it, the Titans got a good front four, but the Titans secondary ain't that good. And like the quarterback got hurt, and I mean, what's his name? And Malik came in the game, and he was able to kind of sustain some drives here and there. But I just don't like the Ravens in this spot. Like I actually like the Lions. I like the Lions money line, and if you even want to take the Lions minus the 3 to get better odds, I would even take that too. As far as the props go, I would take St. Brown's props. His receiving props is what, 74.5. I take the over on that because I just don't think Marlon going to be able to handle him, bro. Like he's not a top 5 guy, but like he's edging into the category of being a top 10 guy. Like he's getting ever so close to getting that 9-10 range. And who else? Rushing yards. Nah, not even like that. Sam Laporta is 42.5. I like him, his yards and the receptions. I would take Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews receptions. I don't know about their yards though. I'm not really kind of off. I don't know if they're gonna get the yards, but the receptions they should get. Gibbs is gonna play. If you're gonna bet on his props, I'd be careful because he really ain't really been too great this season. They really ain't used him a lot, but Montgomery's out this game, so they're gonna have to use him more.
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, he should get more touches, but I'm not sure. And as far as anytime touchdowns go, I would probably take either Lamar on the Ravens side, either Lamar or Justin Hill for anytime touchdown. Because I mean Gus hasn't scored any touchdowns. So I go that far, and then for the Lions, I would look at either Laporta or St. Brown, and possibly Gibbs. If you feel like taking a big risk, I'd go Gibbs, but for sure I take Laporta and St. Brown.
I like, this game here is interesting, dog, because Lamar Jackson to me is like super dynamic, but it seems like the offense he's trying to play isn't his offense. He don't seem comfortable. He seemed like he want to run, but he want to pass, but sometimes he's taking bad sacks now, sitting in the pocket too long. And then he got receivers that just ain't catching the ball. So I don't know if you fix that overnight or not. So I'm gonna take the Lions money line. I'm gonna take I don't know. Hold on. Wait. It's what they got. Is everybody in the receiving core healthy for Baltimore today?
From what I've heard, yeah. I think Flowers is healthy, Andrews healthy, Beckham's healthy, and I believe I cannot remember the other dude's name, but I believe Bateman, he's healthy too, I believe.
In Baltimore.
And also what I'll say, it's kind of a revenge game for the Lions too, because the Lions played them. It was 2 years ago in Detroit, and Tucker hit that 63-yard field goal that like hit off like the crossbar and went in. So that's another angle that you could look at too, because like the Lions have had a lot of revenge games this year so far.
Yeah,
and
yeah, they showed that last night on SportsCenter.
Yeah, so. I know it's not the same team. Some of the players weren't there, but you got the players that were there, like they do remember that. So, and that's when that's when the Lions really weren't that great. Like it wasn't last year, but the year before.
Something telling me to take Baltimore, like low key. I'm gonna take Baltimore money line. I'll take Baltimore money line. I don't think they can stop Lamar if he get running.
Yeah,
that's a fact. I mean, you can look at his rushing yards too. I think it's at 55.5. He
like
might get there, but he might not. I'm not sure.
I like him over in that game. So the next game is the Raiders, Bears without Justin Fields. Raiders 2.5 favorite.
This line confuses me, man. 2.5. Like I understand Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm gonna be nice, is out. But I just like, how does Chicago score points without Justin Fields?
That's a good
Who's the
question.
who's their
It's
backup?
a rookie, right?
Yeah, I think what is his name?
He got a weird name too.
Badgin. He's definitely a rookie.
And
Yeah.
that boy Max Crosby, man, he dialed in right now.
Yeah,
So
Tyson Bagnet.
I don't know, man. I don't get this line. I mean, I know the Raiders are not playing good football right now, but the Bears are arguably they battling Carolina for the worst team in the league right now, and they don't have that best player.
I
So
mean, he played
this
the quarterback played last week 10 for 14, 83 yards and an interception.
Yeah.
what did my man Jacobs do?
What, last week?
Yeah, they won last week, right?
Yeah, I mean they beat us last week. Being
Oh
Jacobs
man,
didn't really have a huge game. So, and I
okay.
mean we kind of hurt Jimmy G in that game too.
But
Who
he
doesn't
had
hurt Jimmy
25
G?
carries for 77 yards.
yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't. I mean, it's a from a yardage perspective, like he probably hit his over, but the average wasn't good. So, I mean, for me, this is like the battle of the backup quarterbacks because Brian Hoare is also a backup quarterback,
Yeah.
and he about 50 years old, and then you got the rookie backup quarterback. I mean, I gotta go with the Raiders, man, and the reason I gotta go with
Are they not
them,
letting the one dude play again? The Aiden McConnell?
he's like the third string. So, like, I guess after that, the one of the game he came in, he just.
Stink.
I guess Josh McDaniels feels more confident with Brian Hoyer because he's a veteran, so that's who we're going with. Um, I just the way I look at this game is I just look at it. The Bears are just not a good team. Like
And
the defense not that good. I mean, without Justin Fields, I don't know how they're gonna consistently move the ball. Like they're gonna have to get the ball to DJ Moore a lot. And Justin Fields is not the only injury. Like Khalil Herbert, he's hurt. The rookie from Texas, what's his name? Roshan Johnson, he hurt. Even the third
Eddie
string.
Jackson hurt.
Even the
Jaquan
third string running
Brisker,
back, he hurt.
questionable.
So I mean, I believe the fourth string or the third or fourth string running back is Deontay Foreman. So he going to tote the rock on Sunday. So we look at all those injuries and like at the end of the day, the Raiders, even though they have a backup quarterback, they still have Josh Jacobs and they have Devontae Adams and they have Jacoby Myers. And Jacoby Myers has been really productive this year. And like Certified said, like, Crosby, he's a hard man to block. And I don't, the only advantage that the Bears have is the games in Chicago. But other than that, like, I just expect.
Them people gonna have the first and second pick next year. Man.
Yeah, I just expect the Raiders to win. I don't know. What's the line? -2.5, so it's a field goal game. This wouldn't be a game I'd be betting on anyways, but if I did, I'd just take Vegas on the money line. Let me see some of these props. The passing yard props, I wouldn't even for the players, the two backers, I wouldn't even look at that. Jacobs over 70.5, I take his over. Receiving yards, I take Devontae and Myers over. I take both of their overs actually. I take Cole Kmet's over because his over is only 33.5. And then receptions, I would take Myers and Adams too. If I was going to bet, like, this is not a game that I would particularly want to bet on, to be honest. Like, this is a game I might stay away from because you just don't know what. In terms of player props, like it's just hard to say with two backup quarterbacks and just the Bears being as bad as they've been.
And y'all know what I just thought about?
What's that?
Today and tomorrow, bro. I gotta wait all day to watch football.
Hey man,
I got the late game tonight, Florida State Duke, and then I got a late game tomorrow, Eagles Dolphins. God dang, bro.
Well, that happens when you're good at football. I mean, that's how you know your college team good and your pro team good, man.
I mean the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock games, you kind of cool, but then the anxieties kick in like around 3:30, 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because my game Monday, you know what I'm saying. So I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Yeah, but you're playing the Vikings, man. Calm down, man.
Yeah, and you got
that win's an easy win, man.
But that's the flip side to it, dog. Like when you're on prime time and you lay an egg, oh man, oh man.
See, if
you're not
you
laying the egg against that defense, man.
If you get beat on Sunday, you can kind of survive till like Tuesday. If you lose on Monday, they talking about you till Thursday.
Yeah.
You the topic of discussion till Thursday, and then if you lose on Thursday, you the guy till Sunday.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a fact.
You getting killed. So the next game, Falcons Bucks in Tampa. Tampa favored by 2.5. I think this game here is one of those games where the Falcons might be able to get off, but Desmond Ridder is just the most inconsistent quarterback in the league. Like one game he looked like he's partially competent. The next one he looked like he was born without a brain, and they impaired him or something. Like I don't get dude, but Baker Mayfield been playing some pretty good ball. I like.
Say it. How dare you? Say it.
I like the under on the 37.
Damn, the under is that low?
Yeah,
I like the under.
I mean, both of these offenses are awful, man.
Yeah, I can't even pick. I'm trying to pick.
You know,
I'm trying to pick. I think I'm gonna take. I think I gotta take Tampa though.
I mean, the flip side is both of their defenses are good though. That's like the flip side of it though.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the Falcons are doing. I really don't. That Desmond Ridder has been putting up some yards as of late, but he's also been turning over the ball. They're not running the ball. The Atlanta is not running the ball. I don't understand why they've gone away from Bijan.
I'm saying we did. We did. That's why I was a little bit iffy that we was able to run on him. So I was thinking maybe Bijan, but I was looking at his carries just, and I'm like, they barely giving him the ball.
You know, like I don't even think Cordell Patterson has touched the field this year.
He has 1,000-yarder last year. What the hell?
You know, so I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. I don't know what's going on in Tampa Bay either. I expected this defense to be playing better. And what the Lions did to them last week. I don't understand what's going on in the NFC South, man. Like Baker Mayfield, they're trying to simplify this game as much as possible, but he wants to complicate it as much as possible. So, and Mike Evans, dog, like this might be the year he don't hit that 1,000. The way it's looking, this might be that year.
I don't know. He might be able to still get it though, with the worst quarterback in the league.
I mean, Mike Evans almost got 400 yards. So
yeah, I was gonna say he on pace to get another.
I mean, he still got another 11.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, they got 5 games. Okay, all right,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I thought it was at 6
already. Yeah. The way I look at this game, I've been kind of picking against the Falcons. I mean, like pretty much almost every week healthily. Like I've been kind of picking up against them for a minute. I did pick against them last week and I was good with it. I just don't know how they're going to run the ball against the Buccaneers front. The Buccaneers, they can shut down your run pretty good. Bijan, they ain't been really running the ball that great with Bijan, and I just feel like defenses are loading the box and they're making Ridder beat them. And that would, if I was a DC, that'd be my game plan just as well. Like I don't see any point in not loading the box because I know what Bijan can do. So why would I let Bijan do what he could do? So I believe the Bucs are going to have the same game plan. I mean, for me, I think this game falls on Baker. Like, if Baker doesn't turn over the ball, I think they win the game. But if he turns over the ball like he did in that Eagles game, they're gonna lose. But what I will do is I will take the Bucks minus the 2.5 because I do this is oddly enough, this is for the division lead. Whoever wins this game will be leading the NFC South. And so I think both teams will get up for the game, but I just don't think that the Falcons have enough at quarterback to take advantage of the Bucks defense. I mean, even though the Bucks haven't played as well defensively, they're still like a top 10, 15 defense in the league. So give me the Bucks minus the 2.5.
I'm gonna take the Bucks with you. So we're gonna go to the next game. Steelers, Rams. Rams favored by 3. Okay, so I think the Rams are getting better week to week. Cooper Kupp is finding his footing. I didn't think that him and Puka Nacua were going to be able to be on the field together, but they have been working well. So I think the Rams can win this game. Even though, TJ Watt been on a good stretch. I mean, JJ Watt been on a good stretch. No, it's TJ, right? TJ?
Yeah.
It's TJ.
TJ, yeah.
TJ retired, man.
Yeah, JJ retired. Goddamn, all them J's, man, messed me up a little bit. But he been on the tear. Their defense is really powerful, man. So, I mean, but I think Matthew Stafford is a serviceable quarterback where he could be able to pick apart the holes that they have in their defense, and they're going to run a lot of those slant routes and drag routes. I like the Rams. Is it -3? I like the Rams -3.
It's -3, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Rams -3.
And the over the under is 44 too.
I like everything. I don't know whatever Stafford number is, I like it. Whatever Cup number is, I like it. The Steelers secondary is some ass. The front seven is pretty good, but the Rams get the ball out so fast, man. I think this is gonna get ugly for the Steelers, man. I really do. I'm surprised that this line is so low. I know the Rams defense isn't what it's been the previous years. My man Aaron Donald has slowed down a lot. I was looking for him to have a breakout game last week, and he just I don't know if age is caught up with him or maybe he just isn't motivated or something, but he don't look the same. But the Rams, even with them being bad on defense, the Steelers might be the worst offense in the league, bro. Like they're that bad. they are really that bad. I think the Rams smoked these boys, man. To be honest with you, yeah, I'm definitely taking the Rams +7. I mean +3.
Yeah, so I've been looking at this game all week, man, and I've been kind of back and forth. It's a hard game to pick because the Steelers come off the bye. I just seen the news that Deontay Johnson coming back, so it gives them a little bit more firepower. But the problem is I don't know what Kenny Pickett going to show up. That's my problem. I don't know if it's going to be the Kenny Pickett that played in that last game that led the game-winning drive down the field with Pickens, or is it going to be the Kenny Pickett that showed up in the San Francisco game? I don't know which Kenny Pickett going to show up. I mean, I do know the D line. I know Highsmith and TJ going to show up and they're going to do their thing, but the Steelers' secondary is not good, and the Rams is not a team you want to face with bad corners. I mean, yeah, they got Minka, best safety in the league, no doubt about it. I give them that. They got the best safety in the league, but their corners is a bad situation. And when I look at their corners, I don't know who's going to cover Cooper Kupp and Puka. Like I don't see it. I mean, the only advantage the Steelers have is that the Rams ain't going to be able to run the ball because they don't even have their running back. They're running back out, so I think they're down to the second or third string themselves.
And don't forget Atwell.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah. I
Over
mean,
the
two
top.
Steelers, like over the top. Like
Uh,
I want to pick the Steelers, like because I think they can win the game.
It got to be a defensive game for them to win that game.
I just
I
don't think they
just
have
don't
enough
see
in
them.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think they got enough in the secondary, man. So I'm gonna go.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Rams money line right now. I reserve to change my pick on the timeline later, but right now I'm gonna go for the Rams money line. I would definitely take Cooper Cup. For the 100 yards. Definitely take him for the 100. Take Stafford for
That's
the
his
over.
prop. His
Nah,
prop is
his
100 yards. Oh,
his prop's not 100, but I mean you could raise the prop up to 100. So I mean like the odds are better for
okay.
you. Um, well, it's damn near. I mean his prop is 92.5. So
Okay.
it's damn near 100. So you might as well just take it at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I take that prop. I would probably take Stafford to throw for 2 touchdowns. I take that. I take Stafford's yards. What else would I take? I would take Puka's receptions. I'm gonna stay. His yards are 65. I'd probably stay away from the yard. I believe he can get the receptions. Yeah, I mean, for me, this has been a tough game to call all week, man. It's one of the hardest games that I had to pick all week. So.
All right, so we're gonna move past that one. The next game: Cardinals, Seahawks. Seahawks by 8. Sir, this your division.
8 scares me, man. I know the Cardinals are bad, but let me see. What's my man name? Uh, God damn it. I always forget that number 2,
No, you
Seahawks.
talking about Rondell Moore?
No,
Lock
no,
it,
no.
Oh,
Wide
it's the
lock it.
receiver,
Seahawks.
Lockett.
Oh, you
Yeah,
talking about Lockett?
yeah, Lockett. Is he back from the concussion? Is he out of concussion protocol?
I tell you right now.
I'm not
Right
sure.
now, yes, but
Okay.
DK Metcalf is questionable. Zach Charbonnet questionable. Phil Haynes, their starting guard, questionable, and their center is also questionable.
Questionable. DK questionable with what?
Um,
Wasn't like a hamstring or something or an ankle or something.
Ribs, hip.
Oh, ribs hit completely off.
I don't know, man. The 8 point scares me. Seattle has been so up and down that I feel like they play down to their competition more times than not. Gino is definitely not looking the same. That offensive line, I know they've been banged up, but even when they were healthy, they haven't looked good, which is has affected Kenneth Walker. JSN has been a no-show, and I don't know. The Cardinals kind of gear up for like division games, man. Like they really come out smoking. Um, the 8 point scares me, man. It really does because I don't trust Seattle. Now on the other side of the ball, the defense is playing pretty good, man. It looks like I'm gonna be eating my words when it comes to Witherspoon, man. That boy is yeah, he out there. He playing ball right now. I don't like this game at all. I don't like the 8. I don't. Um, I don't like the over under either. I don't know which way to go with that. Um, yeah, I'm cool on this one.
44 and a half. I'm taking the under.
Uh, the 8's a lot. Like the Cardinals have definitely covered a lot of their spreads this year. But I feel like the Seahawks they gotta have this game, man. Like they lost. I believe they lost last week to the Bengals 17-13. A game they could have won. And they lost that game. So I don't like the Seahawks plus minus the 8, man. I really don't.
Me
If you
neither.
feel like you got to bet on the spread, I might lower that to 6.5 because they might cover it by a touchdown. I do that. Um, yeah, it's just not a lot about this game that I do like. I mean, when it comes to player props, I'll just go straight there. I do like Kenneth Walker's over for yards, 79.5. I like that. Receiving yards, yeah, DK's hurt. He's questionable. So if he doesn't play, Um, if you can take JSN's yards, I'd probably take it. Probably pretty low, probably like 25 or 30. I take that. Since Lockett's the only healthy guy, I take his over for 56.5. And then I would take Geno for one passing touchdown. Yeah, that's just the best I could do on that game. I mean, like the Cardinals games, it's like, like it's buyer beware because they've covered a lot of spreads. So you got to be careful when you're betting on teams that are playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. The Cardinals been playing pretty hard for everybody, so the 8 is a little scary because they've been keeping it close. The Seahawks, they should win this game. I'm thinking it's a field goal game, if anything, because it's divisional rivalry, and Geno hasn't really been playing as well as I thought he would. For a while there, I thought they would be the team to beat in the NFC. After the Eagles and the 49ers, I thought they were pretty much third, but it's looking like they're gonna have to be like a wild card type of team. So I'll take the Seahawks with you, bro. Like the 6.5, 7. Even though I think it's gonna be a closer game. But yeah, we can. The next game on the slate is Packers Broncos. Green Bay by 1.
No, I'm riding with Green Bay. Ain't no way in hell.
It's a super mid off. It's a super mid off.
No, there's no way you're gonna have me picking the damn Denver Broncos in any game this season. I don't care if that game is on Mars or on Venus or in Denver. I don't care. Like I'm not like the Packers have had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. They had a bye, so Aaron Jones should be healthy. The other kid, can't remember his name right now. He should be healthy because like they both had hamstring, injuries. So I mean, they still have Dubes and they have Jaden Reed, who's a rookie that they got that's really good in the slot. And Denver has Russell Wilson, like just not that good, and their defense has been ass. So give me the Packers minus the 1. I'm gonna take Jordan Love's yards. I'm gonna take Aaron Jones yards. I'm gonna take Christian Watson's yards. And a low key sleeper, you might want to take Jaden Reed on the receptions because I think his receptions are like 2.5, 3, something like that. So you might want to consider taking that too.
Certified. We doing the Green Bay Broncos game.
Yeah, I know.
It's stinking here, don't it? It smells like mid.
It smells crazy in here right now.
Look at that smoke some mid, man.
I'm cool on them. Both of them teams are awful, man. On both sides of the ball. I don't know. You like Watson? Yards?
Yeah, I do actually. Against that Denver defense, oh hell yeah, that Denver defense is one of the worst defenses in the league.
I don't know, man. He averaging like two catches a game or some shit like that, man. I'm so disappointed in him, bro.
I mean, he's been hurt with the hamstring, but he coming off his number is 55.5. But the last game he had 3 for 90 against the Raiders. So
I'm cool on him until he shows me otherwise. I don't like any props from this game. This game, like this game shouldn't even be televised, bro. Like this shit is this and that Bears Raiders game. It shouldn't even be televised. Like why are you even putting this on TV, man?
Super mid off.
Yeah.
All right. So Chargers, Chiefs favored by 5.5 in Kansas City. Go ahead, Mr. Fun Police.
Hey man, I think the props gonna go crazy on this one right here. Whatever Pacheco, I like him anytime touchdown. That Chargers front 4 is god awful, man. Like they can't stop a nosebleed. I think Patty will probably hit 300. Kelsey anytime, Pacheco anytime, Pacheco yards. I Phil's going to hit. I mean, what's my name? Justin Herbert. He going to hit his numbers too. I don't know about my man. What's the running back name? Eckler.
Pacheco.
I don't know about Eckler with the touchdown, but his total yards should probably hit. But as far as the game, man, for whatever reason, the Chargers play the Chiefs pretty fucking good in Kansas City. Um, the team since Patrick has been there is 2-4. Yeah, 2-4. Last year was the first time they got swept by the Chiefs, and Herbert is 1-3, 1-3 versus or was it 2-3?
I
I
think
think
it's like
it's
two
two
and four. I think it's two
two
and
and
four.
four,
Yeah.
something like that. Well, he yeah. Is 1-4 versus Patrick Mahomes, but 2-4 against the Chiefs. Um, he plays pretty good in Kansas City for whatever reason, but um, I don't know what's going on with the Chargers, man. This might be the game where Staley gets his walking papers. Um, I can't explain it on either side of the ball. They kind of resemble the Commanders to me. That defense is supposed to be, doing something, but it ain't doing nothing, man. I think I look. The
You got
Chargers are like
and what's funny is you got Khalil Mack and Bosa. You would think they would be
uh,
killing it, and they just
Derwin James, bro. I
Yeah,
mean,
Dante
Joey
Samuel.
Bosa overrated, man. I mean, Joey
we'll,
Bosa's way overrated, man.
we don't have to put Joey in front of it. We could just say Bosa is overrated. I mean, let's bunch them together.
Oh, you mad at Bosa right now?
I'm livid at Nick Bosa right now. But
He been. I mean,
Yes,
I just don't. What's going on with the Chargers? I can't explain it. I really can't. But the I ain't gonna lie, the 5.5 does scare me because they, for whatever reason, they play the Chiefs pretty good in Kansas City. But I don't know. Tease it down to like 3.5.
it's like Certified said, man. Most of these Charger Chief games end up being close, but I think the major difference is the Chiefs' defense is a lot better than it's been ever since Herbert's been there. The Chargers could have won the game against the Cowboys last week.
Should have.
They get to the red zone, and man, the offense is it's freaking terrible. Like I'm watching that, and I was getting mad, and I'm not even a Chargers fan. I have nothing to invest in the Chargers, and I'm watching Monday Night Football mad because they had chances to play better, and they played bad. Um, yeah, the line does kind of scare me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like these games are normally field goal games. Um, so if you feel compelled to bet on this game, I try to lower the line to 3. Take KC minus the 3, or just go KC money line. As far as the props go, yeah, like I like Mahomes, his yards over. Like I don't know, like Herbert, like they don't really have a run game, so he should go over on his yards. But going against that secondary kind of concerns me because that defense is a top 10 unit. So that does concern me a little bit. I would
So what's
definitely
that
take
like?
Pacheco's
What's that like? 260. Herbert.
261.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
should be able to
that's
get
about
that.
right.
Should be able to get that, but that secondary is no joke. So I mean, just let me buyer beware with that. I definitely take Pacheco 64.5, the over on that. He'll definitely get that. Um, Receiving yards, I think since Keenan had a bad day, he might be able to get his overs at 77.5 is kind of high. He might be able to get that. I would definitely take Travis Kelce's overs because I just don't. I think Travis Kelce's due for a good yardage game, and I think it's going to be this game. Oh, and also take Kelsey for a touchdown too.
Yeah, I like this game to be close, but I also just like y'all. I like them and all the Chiefs.
Yeah,
So they got.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, they got Travis Kelsey anytime touchdown. Definitely like that. I like him to have over 73.5. I like Patrick Mahomes to have over 279.
I mean, you can you can do a prop ticket just off the Chiefs game alone.
Hey, you probably could.
I think it might. I think I like the over in the game too myself. To be honest, I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know, man. I don't know.
I mean, the Chiefs got a
I
good
don't know.
defense, man.
Yeah,
48. I like
Yeah.
it to be. I think the score gonna be like 28-21 type deal.
and I could
It
see
could
if it
be.
was like strength versus strength, but the Chargers offense hasn't been consistent enough for me to say that they're going to punch back on Kansas City defense.
But I do like Kansas City to win this game. I'll take Kansas City with the 5.5. Just because I think it's gonna be one of those 7 point games type deals. But yeah, any of the Chiefs main players, you might as well just take theirs over. They ain't,
Yeah,
they ain't stopping the nosebleed. All right, so the game of the week:
here we go.
Dolphins, Eagles in Lincoln Financial. Philadelphia Eagles by 2.5. I mean, at first I was a little bit nervous about this game, right? Because we had a lot of injuries, had a lot of people out. But then it came game time, and we only gonna miss two players. One of them who just got here, so I mean he really not a miss. And then Reed Blankenship is out. But I looked at that. They got Jeff Wilson out. They got A Chain still out. Looks like they guard might not play. We knew Jalen Ramsey was out. Xavier Howard, I don't know what's the deal with him. If he's gonna play or not. It's saying it's like he's not gonna play, and then I don't even care about the fullback. I think this game here is about my offensive coordinator finding out that they can't stop a nosebleed in the middle of their defensive line and running the ball. And when that's not working, get in the middle of the field. This offense is explosive, so what you're gonna have to do, you got to keep them on the sideline and limit them to as little of possessions as possible. And when they do have the ball, you're gonna have to get pressure on Tua because the offense is predicated on timing. So he's getting it out quick. He's not letting his offensive line be exposed. I think he's fastest in the league in release time inside the pocket with like 1 point or 2.2 seconds or something like that. So you're gonna have to make him look for a new receiver. He's gonna have to go to a few progressions. And he's short, so the best way to make a short quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket is pressure up the middle and make him escape. And he's not mobile, but he's not the most mobile. So he's not gonna burn you, or gas you for 40 or 50 yards. But I think this game comes down to time of possession. I like the Eagles -2.5.
Um, I mean, I know it took a lot of flack from the flippers this week in the litter box, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not impressed with the Dolphins. I feel like they're gold plated. I've said it 10 times. I'll say it again. The Dolphins have not beaten a team above 500 since week 3 of the 2022 season. Okay. I feel like they're a poor man's uh, contender. The only check that I actually give the Dolphins where they compete, I don't feel like they compete anywhere on defense. A Chain isn't there now. Mostly he can get busy, but he will quit on you. If he's so up and down. I've seen so much of Mostert quitting on his team. You got to show me. The only thing that I like about the Dolphins is that pass game. But if you could send four and drop seven and squeeze the middle of the field, the tape has shown that Tua is not the same quarterback. He's not. Now they are according to them revolutionizing running motion. So that has been working for them. But I just feel like up the middle, the Dolphins are weak. That they are 20th In overall defense, they're 20th in run defense. They're 26 in points allowed. Um, I just think the Eagles, Swift and Hurts are going to have a field day with them on the ground. Uh, I like the over though. I like the over because the Dolphins are going to score somewhere between 21 and 23 and 25 points. Like you could, take that to the bank. And I feel like the Eagles can keep up with them. But uh, when the Dolphins play a good defense, dog, they fall apart. I mean, that's what we've seen for them, over a season and a half. So I like Philly to cover, man. I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to do what Buffalo did, but I think it's going to be a little closer to what Buffalo did than this line right here. So I'll take Swift yards. I'll take whatever rushing yards Jalen have. I'm definitely taking that. Touchdown, Hill, touchdown, AJ, and the over. I think this might clear 60.
Okay. So my team's had the misfortune of playing both of these teams already. Had the misfortune we lost to both of them, right? And so the Eagles, to me, the weak points in their defense is the secondary in the middle of the field, especially in the secondary, the safeties. I don't mean the whole secondary, but like Slay is good. I have no beef with Slay. Bradbury can be had, but the safeties are just not the greatest. But the one good thing the Eagles do have is a front four. The front four get pressure on you pretty quickly. I mean, if Jalen Carter is 100%, he's a problem. And I mean, like Jordan Davis, and I mean Jordan Davis is a run stopper, so he's gonna I don't anticipate that most is going to be able to run between the tackles. I think if I'm McDaniels, the best thing to do if you want to run the ball is to run the ball to the outside. I think that's their best bet, and most is fast anyways. Because I don't think they're going to have much success running between the tackles. And then for the Eagles, the Eagles had obviously the loss of the Jets last week. I mean, they, Jalen got uncomfortable by the pressure, and he was looking a lot like Josh Allen looked against the Jets, pretty similar. So when I look at this game, I can't stand the damn dog. I can't stand it. I mean, I want the Eagles to win the game, but some in me telling me that the Dolphins can win the game. So in this scenario, I'm not going to bet on the spread. I'm not going to tell you what to take on the spread. I mean, you could take whatever. I think it's going to be a really close game. So if I was going to take any team to be something on the money line, I'm going to take the over. I'm about 90% confident that this over going to hit because the Dolphins they're going to score and the Eagles going to score. So I'm pretty damn confident on the over. For me, the Jalen Hurts passing yards it's tough because if Swift is able to run against that front,
don't touch it.
Be able to.
Don't touch it.
I mean, Jalen Hurts
he only gonna have about 210 passing yards.
His shit is 256. It's just that to me is a little hard. I'm taking two is over 273 though. I'm definitely taking that.
He gonna have to
rushing yards is at 62.5. I'll probably take Swift at about. I do an alt move on FanDuel and take him at about 50.
Nah, take him for 80.
Nah, I'm gonna take him for 50.
Swift gonna hit his number, bro.
Wow,
Swift gonna hit his number.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Swift gonna hit his number, bro.
Mostert, I wouldn't touch his rushing yards because I just don't think he's gonna get that many unless he breaks a long run. I don't see him. His rushing yards is 51.5. I don't see them getting to that. I don't think the Dolphins offensive line is that good to begin with.
It's not.
So I just don't think you better get that against that front. I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith should get their yards. I think Brown is at about 80 and Devontae Smith's at 55. I've been begging on Devontae Smith for weeks now. You need to have a good game at some point. At some point, he's going to explode for a game, and I think it's going to be this game. And I would take Tyreek Hill's yards. Waddle I'd stay away from. Waddle hasn't really played that well lately. Not that he hasn't played well. He's not getting the same opportunities that Tyreek Hill is getting. So I'd stay away from Waddle's yards, maybe his receptions or something like that. You might want to hit that.
I like Goddard more than I like Smith this week.
I like
just because of Miami's
both.
linebackers.
I like both. I like Goddard and Smith over AJ. To be honest with you,
Oh, AJ gonna get busy. I don't give a fuck who.
I just no.
Yeah,
I think I got him for the touchdown, but I know where his plays where he would like to play at. Hey,
yeah.
I think Julio playing too. I'm
Oh,
not 100% sure, but
oh, ooh.
Julio
Why
Jones
would you sign
anytime
Julio?
touchdown.
I'm all set with that.
Julio
I'm
Jones
not.
listen. He's only gonna be in on red zone, and that's been our problem. And we probably gonna run a fade to their weakest corner. I'm pretty sure of it.
No, I'm all set with that, man. He hasn't played a game all year. He
Yeah.
just started practicing this week. No, I'm all set with that.
I
And
I
he's
mean,
mean,
gonna
but
it's
say
this
you
way
something.
to
you
me. It's. I mean, the odds are good though. You'll probably get great odds on that though.
but you
My
you
sleeper pick
still
of the
gotta
week.
account for him though.
Sleeper pick of the week. And just
I
Julio
mean, he's
Jones
definitely.
anytime. If he play. If not, then
I mean,
whatever.
has he been practicing this week?
Yeah, he been practicing all week. I didn't see if we activated him or not. That's why I said I didn't know. I'm trying to look now.
So was he signed to the practice squad or was he
Yeah,
like?
practice squad, practice squad.
Okay.
So he might not even play.
Yeah. It's a possibility he don't play. I didn't see us activate him, so I'm pretty sure we still got to tomorrow to activate him or something like that. Today? Today it was, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I
it's either today or tomorrow.
think it's today.
He hasn't been activated as of yet.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, he hasn't been activated as of yet. All right, so the last game is San Francisco, Minnesota.
Man. Um, I don't really think this is going to be a contest, to be honest with you. Regardless if I feel like Debo, Christian, and Trent can miss this game because Minnesota's defense is just that bad. Jettis isn't there. The offensive line for Minnesota is okay. Um, they can't run the ball. Hutchinson hasn't really lived up. Well, he probably could have a good game because Addison has definitely not lived up to wide receiver number two, billing. Uh, I think this could get real ugly, man. I do. I just don't. I don't see how Minnesota competes. We're coming off a loss. I've been watching a lot of practice film from Elijah Mitchell. I think he's pegged to have a really big game. Drake Greenlaw's back. I think my defense going to pass some stats on Monday night. So
I mean, is
In the words
CMC
of
gonna play?
certified, how do they compete?
yeah, yeah, it's one of those. I like the
I mean,
the
is CMC gonna
seven.
play in this game?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't. I hope he doesn't. We should need Christian McCaffrey to mock these boys. Um, I really want my defense to show out Monday. I'm not even looking. I want a defensive score, maybe two. You know, a few turnovers. Like I want my defense to dominate Minnesota.
They say most likely not to play.
Yeah,
But Elijah Mitchell's coming back, right?
yeah. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's not
But
on the injury front.
Okay.
yeah, but him and Jordan.
D-
Mason.
Debo
Um,
expected not to play too.
yeah, I don't want him to play either. I'm ready to shop him anyway. So if y'all J Mick, y'all want a wide receiver, go ahead and
So
toss
you
me a
ready to
first
shop
round pick.
Debo? I
Yeah,
mean, I'm not gonna give you a first. I mean, I ain't gonna give you a first. I mean, I'll give you a second and a third though, or maybe a second and a fourth.
They say
I,
Greenlaw is expected to play.
And you
I
understand our second round pick this year about to be what between 33 and 37.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
pretty
top
close to the
five.
first round.
Yeah, that's what we drafted him anyway. Yeah, I'm ready to move on from Debo, man. Like he's
I mean, the funny
it,
thing is, I mean, like I actually like Jawan Jennings. I think Jawan Jennings is actually a pretty good third wide receiver, though.
he is. He is. Um, but my only thing with Juwan is I feel like he physically has he runs good routes. He has good hands, but I just feel like he has the capability of imposing his will on cornerbacks, and sometimes he just doesn't. You know, um, which is I don't know. Maybe he needs to change the scenery or change of assignment. You know, maybe if uh, he, more is expected of him, he will perform better or produce more. But we're probably not going to keep him. Him or Greenlaw, they're probably gone.
So what? Adebo has what, one more year after this year, right?
With this the first year his extension,
Oh, so he got two
so
more years.
yeah, he got 2 more years.
Also, and you guys should be
Up,
able to get a pretty good return on him though, because he's still like he got
uh
2 years left. So yeah,
I hope so. I'm just ready to move on, man. He just the production that he does give us when he is there isn't matching up, you know, um, with expectation. And then it's like, he got hit, he got hurt on a play where he didn't even get a target.
yeah, I got him on my fantasy team and my flex. I got to make sure to get him out of there. But yeah,
So I like
um,
Debo, but it's business at this point. And Brandon, you know,
yeah. I mean, it's business. It's never personal. So
yeah,
um, I mean, I like the 49ers, man. They lost to the Browns, man. They should come out here firing on all cylinders for this game. I think Brock will have a better game. Like you said, Elijah Mitchell's back. I actually like Elijah Mitchell as a
oh,
running back.
anytime touchdown for Elijah, anytime touchdown for him.
Yeah, Elijah. I like Elijah. He just gets like his running style. Like I liked him in college. I think he went to Ole Miss. I liked him
Hmm.
there. It's just his running style is violent, so that's why he gets hurt so much. But yeah, I mean, so I like the -7. I mean, the Vikings at 2-4. I mean, I just don't know how they're going to be able. They barely beat the Bears last week, and I picked them to beat the Bears. Um, they just, I mean, offensively without Jettis, I mean, yeah, I mean they have Jordan Addison and they have Osborne and they have Kirk. I mean, Kirk will put up stats, like he always put
Yeah,
up numbers, but I don't think it's going to be close. Prop wise, I'm going to take Brock's over 235 because the defense is bad. I'm gonna
yeah,
take Kirk's over too because I think they're gonna be down and they're gonna be throwing a lot. So I take both their overs. Elijah's rushing yards aren't on FanDuel yet because it's probably because they haven't ruled out CMC yet. They're just not sure who's going to play, so that's not there yet. But as long as Elijah's numbers, his rushing yards aren't over like 60, then I would take. If it's at 50, then I take him. If it's anything over 60, I'd be cautious about it. Um, I would take George Kittle's over for this game, and the reason I say that is because tomorrow is National Tight Ends Day, so I feel like he's gonna want to show out because that's the game's on Monday, but that day's on Sunday. And normally when it's National Tight End Day, he normally has a really good game. So I anticipate him having another good game, and I would also take Jordan Addison's over too. And then I take Purdy for one passing touchdown, and definitely what Certified said, Elijah Mitchell anytime touchdowns. I like that, and I like a Jordan Addison anytime touchdown too.
Man, these dudes gonna get mollywops, scrubbed up, dipped in hot sauce, refried. Man, what the hell? I'm taking San Fran minus the 7, and I'm taking. Hold on, I think I'm taking the under because I don't think Minnesota gonna score, but I don't think San Fran gonna score 44 on them. When I was just looking at a pick I wanted. I think they had I definitely taking that Elijah Mitchell anytime touchdown. Uh it was something else I seen though.
what's Ayuk's yards?
You see it over there?
66.5.
Probably taking that today.
Yeah, he should hit that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be ugly. This game is probably gonna be hard to watch.
And if Kittle was part of the game plan, he's definitely good for one tutty.
I'm taking Kirk Cousins for one interception.
I can see it.
That's a good bet.
I'm taking it. Yeah, I like Kittle for the 45.5.
Yeah.
I even like Hargrave for the 1 sack, to be honest. Hey, one I didn't get y'all for the Eagles. I like Hassan Reddick for pretty much anytime sack. And I like what else I like there? I like Devontae Smith for the 5.5 receptions.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if y'all gonna get some pressure off the edge.
It's already on fire, bro. He'll come in and he stunts in the middle.
Okay, all right. If it's coming up the middle, then yeah.
That's how he got the 2 sacks last week up the middle. Well, one of them up the middle, the other one outside. But he like coming up the middle. I think that's how he'll get his sack, anyways, of the middle with a Jalen Carter double team. He come up the middle. But yeah, I liked it that. I definitely liked it. DeAndre Swift. I like DeAndre Swift for a rushing touchdown.
I mean, as long as it's longer than a 5-yarder, because if you get to the 1, then you know you're not getting that touchdown, man.
No, we know he's not getting the 1 at the 1. We know he's getting
if that ball on the 1-yard line, boy, that boy not getting that touchdown.
I almost want to say I like Jalen for a rushing touchdown, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the odds on the rushing touchdown is well, hold on.
It's minus money, ain't it?
Yeah,
it's got to be like minus like 150 or something.
Yep.
Has to be because he's literally running in a touchdown almost every week.
Yeah, it's minus 150. All right, but yeah, man, I don't know how Minnesota compete though. I'm sorry.
Nah, I really don't either. I don't see it.
Yeah, so that's the last game, man. Hopefully whoever come back, you ain't gonna be able to catch most of the college games. Hopefully you was here for the college games. Whoever looking for some picks, you can run it back. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all y'all for coming out, man. Another successful Saturday morning for the CheckDown.
Yeah. Hey man, tell your folks, tell them to subscribe, dial in.
Hit that subscribe, like button, share it. Listen. If 20 people show up and you send it to 20 people, maybe next week we get 100 people. You never know, because they might share it with their friends. And we're gonna start promoting it a little bit more. And we're gonna put our ticket out, our ticket of the week, the final check down. We'll put it out today. So yeah, y'all stay tuned on Twitter. Follow everybody up. J-Mick, you got any words for them before we go?
Man, I hope y'all make some money this weekend, man. And
man.
It's that time of the year, man, where you got football, hockey, basketball about to start next week. You got playoff baseball, so there's a lot of money to be made out there, people. So we make that money.
We gonna sprinkle a little of that basketball in here for y'all too, man. We'll take we take 1 or 2 games in here and sprinkle it in the middle, man. 1 or 2 games. You don't like basketball, sir?
Not till the playoffs. I'm cool.
But betting on it is profitable. But let me just tell you that right now. Like, you can make a lot of money betting on basketball, man.
All right. Well,
look, sir. We'll figure out how we sprinkle it in. It might not be game. Yeah. We might just sprinkle in a couple.
We ain't gonna do every game of the day or nothing. But
hey, man, let me know, because I don't know nothing about that. So let me know.
Yeah, we'll sprinkle it in there so you can get a couple dollars, man. We here to help y'all make money, man. That's all. But yeah, we be putting that ticket out here in about an hour, man. We got to convene and see which games we want to put on the,
Yeah.
Oh no, I did not mean to do that.
I'll tell you right now, I like the Browns and
that was an accident.
I like the Browns and the Bills to cover.
One night, don't stop.
There's not many very upsets this week, so
Yeah.
I think the only upset I had was the Lions over the Ravens, because the Ravens is -3. So that would actually be my upset. My only upset pick of the day for the NFL would be the Lions money line.
I'm trying to look at the slate. I'm like, dang, we'll figure it out. You might only get one. You might only get one sleeper this week and not two, man. Hey, man. Until next time, man.
Hey, man. Y'all be safe.
I'm gonna see y'all next week.